Welcome student, we are back with another lesson. In our last class we have discussed order of magnitude and then we have discussed the law of exponents. Now why we require order of magnitude and law of exponent? For that let's take an example. Suppose if I ask you to multiply these two numbers 20,000 multiplied by 0.002. I think some of the students can do this calculation without a calculator and some of the students are confused. So in this case what you notice that you are multiplying a very big number with a very small number. So how to do this multiplication? Now I've already taught you the order of magnitude. So let's write this 20,000 in the power of 10 first. It will be 2 times 10 to the power 4 and then write down this 0.0002 in terms of order of 10. Fine. So this one has a order 4 and this one has a order -4. Now if I ask you to do the calculation, now it's quite simpler. What you'll do first, multiply this 2 and 2. Next, using the law of exponents, evaluate this power of 10 and this will give 10 to the power 0. 4 minus 4 will be 0, and how much is 10 to the power 0? It is simply 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. So using your order of magnitude and law of exponents, we can do a calculations involving very large numbers and very small numbers very easily. Fine. So in physics, we will be frequently dealing with quantities or your magnitude or your numbers, in other words your magnitudes, with which are very large in size, like more than this 2 into 10 to the power 4, or which are very small in size, like this one 2 times 10 to the power -4. Fine. We will be frequently dealing with such kind of numbers. So while dealing those numbers, we will convert them into the power of 10 and write them in terms of order of magnitude. Fine. So that it is easier for us to do the further calculation, or it is easier for us to determine the significant numbers. Okay, for significant numbers is a topic which I'll discuss today. Okay, but for now let us deal with this very large numbers. Okay, so if you are giving up very large numbers, so you can write it in terms of power of 10 with a higher order. Fine. So one such large quantity is your light year. So define 1 light year. 1 light year is the distance traveled by a light in vacuum in 1 year. So consider your source of light, a sun. This sun is producing light which is moving in the forward direction. So how much distance is traveled by this light is known in 1 year, is known as your 1 light year. So I can say 1 light year equals to speed of light in vacuum times 1 year. Fine. So the distance traveled by a light will be given as the speed of light in vacuum multiplied by the total time duration 1 year. So your speed of light is a constant value, and this constant value is how much? 3 times 10 to the power 8 times 1 year. In 1 year you have how many days? 365 days. Okay, now look, here you are doing the calculation in meter per second, that means MK system. So we have to convert this days into second as well. Fine. So to convert this one, what you will do, if you have 365 days, then in 1 day how many hours are there? You have 24 hours. And in 1 hour how many minutes are there? 60 minutes. And in 1 minute how many seconds? 60 seconds. Now we have brought this in the same system of units. Now you can do the calculation. Now you can use your calculator to do this calculation, and the value you'll get is 9.467 times 10 to the power 15 meter. So this much distance is traveled by a light in 1 year. So this is a very big quantity. Can you see? Now let's discuss about your significant figures. Now let us take an example of your digital thermometer in your digital weighing machine. Now if you look at your digital thermometer, look carefully how many digits you can measure here. 1, 2, 3. You can measure up till 3 digits in your digital thermometer. Similarly, look at your digital weighing machine. How many digits you can measure? 1, 2, 3, 4. So can you see the number of the digits your instrument can measure? This digits, the number of the digits which your instrument can measure are known as your significant figures. Okay, so suppose if you take example, suppose you have measured a temperature of 98.32. okay, now this digital thermometer will show up till this 3 digits. What happens to this 4th digit? This becomes insignificant. Why? Because it is so small. This 2 is so small that you can ignore this value. Okay, so you can only measure your value is 98.3. Fine. Similarly, if you measure something on your weighing machine, and if you measure some object which measures how much, 9.5236 kilos. Now this digital weighing machine will show up till 9523. What happens to this 4th digit? This 4th digit will be ignored. Okay, because this 4th digit will be very small, minute, so its presence or its absence will not affect the values. Okay, so if you have an object which weighs this much, you will be confident with this 4 digits. You'll say you measure this object anywhere else also, you will get this much measurement only. Okay, this one more example you can take is that suppose nowadays if you go to market to buy a shoes, you will say something like this: this shoes cost 999, but you pay 1000. okay, and you don't take the 1 rupee back. Why? Because the 1 rupee is very insignificant to this big amount, 1000 rupees. So there are some rules related to your significant figures. So let's discuss those rules with your examples. So the first rule states that all non-zero digits are considered as significant figures. So consider this 123.45. So how many significant figures it has? All of these zeros are non-zero. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 significant figures. Now let's take an example. If you have 0.00, since this whole number can be represented by 0 and this is 0, therefore is there any significant number here? No, 0 is not a significant number. So how many significance here are there? 0 significant figures. But you have to be very careful with this number 0. Okay, because there are some rules related to zeros which we'll discuss in our next point number 2. So the next point states that zeros appearing between two non-zero digits will be significant. Such kind of zeros are known as your trapped zeros. So let's take an example of 1001. Now since they are zeros, can you ignore these digits? No. Why? Because they are between your two non-zero, or they are between the two significant figures. Okay, to be more appropriate, I'll write significant figures. So between two non-zero significant numbers. Now suppose you have 1001. Okay, just because they are 0, will you ignore this 0? Suppose if I have to give you this much amount, 1001 rupees. Now I'll say just because they are zeros, you forget about the zeros. I'll give you only this two significant number 11. So will it be valuable? No. So in such case where your zeros are between two significant numbers, such zeros will also be significant. Now in such case, how many significance will be there in total? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will have 4 significant figures. Fine. Now let's take another rule for your significant figures related to zeros. Leading zeros. Zeros before a non-zero numbers or your digits are not significant. Let's take an example. Suppose you take this example 001. Here the zeros are before a non-zero number, before a significant digit. Now for such a number 0001, this will always be equal to how much? This value will always be equal to 1. Why? Because this leading zeros will always be insignificant, right? So no matter how much zero you add before a significant numbers, they will all be insignificant, right? So whenever you'll take a measurement or whenever you'll write your values, you will write only the significant value, which is your 1. So in this case, how many significant figure? 1 significant figure. Now the next one is your trailing zeros. Trailing zeros means the zeros after a non-zero number. That means zeros after a significant number. So in trailing zeros, without the decimal are generally not significant. Suppose you have a number 100. Okay, now note there is no decimal here. Okay, this condition is very important, without a decimal. So if you have a number without a decimal, now if I ask you to write in terms of the power of 10, how will you write? 1 times 10 to the power 2. So you are confident with this number. Okay, no matter in whatever system you write. Okay, let's suppose take an example. Suppose you have a 100 centimeter cloth. Okay, this is measured in which unit? Centimeter. Be careful. Okay, 100 centimeter. Now if I make the same measurement in meter, I'll write down 1 meter. Now are they different? No, they are the same unit. Okay, they are the same number, only the difference is in the unit. One is in centimeter, one is in meter. So can you see the number behind this 100, they are not relevant. Why? Because whatever number this significant number tells us will be the ultimate value. Suppose instead of 1, let's take another example. Suppose you have 2 centimeter, then in meter if you convert, it will be 2 meter. So can you see this 2 is important here? Okay, so this 2 is your significant figure. Therefore you can ignore this numbers or ignore the zeros which are after a significant numbers. So this zeros are trailing behind this significant number. So such kind of zeros are known as your trailing zeros. Okay, now for trailing zeros, what you can do, you can ignore such zeros and you can write directly the significant number in such case. So what will be the significant number of 100? It will be 1 significant figure. Okay, but what is the condition? This condition that it should be without the decimal. This is important. Fine. Now let us consider the one with the decimal point. So the trailing zeros in a number containing a decimal points are significant. What does this mean? If you have a number like this one, okay, note in this case you are considering a decimal point here. So in such case the trailing zeros will become significant. Fine. So how many significant figure will be there? 1, 2, 3. Now, why are they significant now? Let's go back to your example. So let's take the example of this weighing machine again. Now, in this case, can you see after decimal how many zeros are there? 3 zeros. So if let us suppose you buy a vegetable of 1.5 kilos. Now in this case, how many significant figures will be there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So why we are not ignoring this trailing zeros? This is because this trailing zeros gives us the information about the system. It tells us how accurate your system can make the measurement. It can make the measurement accurate up till this digits. Okay, suppose instead of measuring, suppose consider if you were told to buy 1.5 kgs of vegetable like sugar. So you were told to buy 1.5 kg of sugar, but what does the shopkeeper does? He scams you. He will give you 1.432 kilos of sugar. Now are they equal? No. So how can you know they are not equal? When you measure it in such weighing machine, it will show you the value how much? 1.432 kgs. But when you will be measuring such sugar in your weighing bar machines like this one, in that case they will be almost equal. In that case the shop owner will say chalta hai, because they are almost equal, so you can take this sugar. But if you measure it in this weighing machine, you will say no, see, you are giving me less sugar. Why? Because of this significant figures behind this decimal. Fine. So from this example you can also see that the significant figures tell us the accuracy of the measurement. Up till which number you are confident. This is the definition of significant figures. You know that your sugar weighs 1.432 kgs. So you are confident, isn't it? Therefore, what was the significant figures? For such a weighing machine which has a 0 behind a decimal point, for such weighing machine, the significant figure will be 1, 2, 3. So if your zeros are trailing behind your significant numbers, containing a decimal point, in that case they will become significant. Okay, so there is a difference between this point number 4 and point number 5. What is the difference? Here the trailing zeros become insignificant when there is no decimal, but this will become significant when you will have a decimal point. Okay, so this condition is very important. So whenever you will see a decimal points, you will start giving importance to the zeros as well. But if there are no decimal, that means if there is no value beyond this point, then those zeros will become insignificant. Fine. And the final point or the final rule is that the significant figures does not depend upon the system of units. So suppose you are buying a cloth and this cloth length measure how much? 2 meter. If you write it in terms of centimeter, it will be 200 centimeter. So in the first case, what will be the significant figure? 2. And in your second case, what will be the significant figure? Again 2. Note, there is no decimal here. Can you see the decimal? If there are no decimal, then this trailing zeros can be ignored. So how many significant figure are here? Only 1. So you have one significant figure in both of the case. So what does this tell? So your significant figures are independent of the system of units. No matter whatever system of unit you use, whether you use meter system or you use centimeter system, the number of the significant figures will always be same. Fine. Okay, so on the basis of those rules, you can take these questions as your homework. You can write the number of significant figures in all of these 3 cases. Fine. Beta, let me just change this number. Okay, in this in this number C, how many significant figures? It will be 1, and this 0 is after decimal, therefore this 0 will become significant, and since this 0 is before the decimal, so this will be insignificant. So how many significant figures? 2. Okay. Okay, so you can write your answer like this. There are 2 significant figures, and what are those significant figures? This 5 and this 0. Okay, this 0 which is before the decimal is insignificant figure. Okay, because of this one leading zeros. Fine. So that's it for today's class. Thank you. And if you have any confusion regarding the significant figures, okay, please don't hesitate to ask. I will re-explain it to you again. So again, thank you.